Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another sacred episode of the Light and Shadow podcast. I'm so deeply honored that you're here, whether you've been walking this path with me for a while or you're arriving fresh in this very moment. You are welcome here. I'm your host, Reiki Master, life coach, and intuitive healer. And in this space, we go beyond service conversations. We touch the roots. We sit with the soul. We hold hands with our truth, even the parts that tremble. Now, in our last episode, we began tending to the inner child, that tender, wise, forgotten part of us that still remembers everything. And today, we move into a question that feels so simple, and yet, for so many of us, so foreign. What does it really mean to feel safe and love? Not obsessed, not anxious, not addicted, but seen, safe, steady. Let that land for a moment. Because real love, the kind of love your soul craves, does not feel like survival mode. It doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't require you to perform. It doesn't keep you walking on eggshells, overthinking every word, doubting every memory. Real love feels like coming home. Coming home to your breath, to your body, to your voice, to a space where you don't have to explain your worth. It's already understood. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. How emotional safety in love actually feels, what it looks like in relationships, and how to recognize the difference between feeling attached and feeling anchored. Because so many of us were told that love should feel like a chase, that the butterflies were proof it was real, that the ache, the longing, the chase, the chaos, that was passion, that was connection, that was intensity. But what if I told you that those feelings, while valid, may also be a trauma echoes? Nervous system patterns, maybe? Or the body remembering what it had to survive and mistaking familiarity for love? So today, we're going to come back to truth, to clarity, to the kind of love that doesn't confuse your spirit but calms it, that doesn't make you question your worth but reveres it, that doesn't rush your healing but meets it with tenderness and time. And if this already resonates with something in your soul, if a part of you feels called to go deeper, pause, like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone you love. Because this is the kind of message we all need, that love is not meant to be chaos. It's meant to be sanctuary. You can also join me over on TikTok at Grey Ethereus, where I share daily healing rituals, energy guidance, and inspiration for your path. You're not alone in this work. We're walking it together. So take a deep breath. Release the weight you've been carrying. Let your shoulders soften. And let's begin. Before we can truly welcome safety in love, we need to understand why it feels so unfamiliar to begin with. For many of us, love was never synonymous with safety. It was conditional, unpredictable, sometimes even painful. Maybe in your earliest years, love came with a price tag. If you behave, you're loved. If you succeed, you're celebrated. If you shrink, stay quiet. Don't ask for too much. Then, you're worthy. Maybe love was inconsistent. Some days it was warm, attentive, present. Other days it vanished without explanation. You were left wondering what you did wrong, scanning for clues and truth, learning to adapt, learning to perform. Or maybe love meant pain, emotional neglect, criticism dressed as care, being made to feel like a burden, being told that your feelings were too much or not enough. So you began to believe that love meant sacrificing your truth. that to love meant to lose yourself. And when these patterns settle in your nervous system early on, something shifts inside you. Your body begins to equate chaos with chemistry. Uncertainty becomes a king of drug, familiar, even addictive. You start to confuse anxiety with passion. You chase intensity instead of intimacy. You crave the high highs and survive the low lows, believing this is what it means to love, to burn, to ache, to prove, to hold on tighter, especially when it hurts. And that becomes the blueprint, the script your nervous system follows again and again. So when something safe arrives, something calm, something steady, something that doesn't demand that you abandon yourself to be loved, it can feel boring, suspicious, too good to be true. Because your body is not used to being safe in love. It's used to bracing for the storm. But here's what I want you to remember, tender soul. Real love, the sacred kind, does not leave you gasping for air. It lets you breathe. It's not built on adrenaline. It's built on presence. It's not about chasing or proving or performing. It's about being. Being seen, being held, being met exactly as you are. And when you start to heal, when you begin to feel safe in your own body again, that blueprint starts to shift. That wiring begins to unwind. You start choosing love that calms your nervous system instead of love that mimics your trauma. You stop chasing fireworks. You start choosing that steady flame, the kind that warms you, not burns you. Take a breath. Let that land, because safe love may feel unfamiliar, but unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It means new, and new can be sacred. So let's breathe into the heart of this episode. What does safe love actually feel like? Not just in theory, not just in Instagram quotes, but in your nervous system, in your body, in the quiet everyday moments where real intimacy lives. Let me paint you a picture. You feel calm in their presence, not because life is perfect, not because there's never conflict, but because you are no longer have to be anything but yourself. You can exhale, you can soften. There's no performance, no pretending, no posturing, just presence, just being. You don't walk on eggshells, you walk with freedom. You're not hypervigilant waiting for the mood to shift. You're not decoding silence or guessing what version of them you'll get today. You walk in the relationship with your feet on solid ground, not over shattered glass. You don't hustle for attention. You're not performing for love. You're not bending, shrinking, overgiving just to be seen. You're not competing with their phone, their past, their wounds, or their distractions. You are already chosen, already cherished. There's no chase, no proving, just belonging. Boundaries are honored. Your no is not met with guilt-tripping or withdrawal. Your space is not resented, it's respected. Your needs are not treated as burdens, they are welcomed. You don't have to hide your needs, you keep the peace. Because peace is the foundation, not the prize you earn from being small. Communication isn't a battlefield, it's a bridge. You can speak your truth without bracing for backlash. You can say, that hurt me, and be met with curiosity, not defensiveness. Conflict doesn't destroy the bond, it deepens understanding. Even when there's disagreement, there's still love in the room. You can show up messy. You can be soft, you can be tired, you can be confused. You don't have to filter your emotions through perfection or readiness. You can bring your whole self, grief and grace, fear and fire, and still be met with presence. Real love doesn't punish you for having a past. You are not held hostage to your mistakes. You are not resented for your healing journey. They don't weaponize your wounds, they hold space for your becoming. Real love stays steady when storms come. Because here's the truth: life will storm. You will cry. You will feel. You will grow and regress and stretch again. But the love, it remains a lighthouse, not a lightning strike. It doesn't vanish in discomfort, it deepens. And when you taste this kind of love, whether in a partner, a friend, or in the sacred space you created with yourself, you begin to understand something radical. Love was never meant to be a test, it was meant to be a home. Ask yourself, does this connection soften my body or tense it? Do I feel safer in my skin when they're near or more anxious? Your body already knows. Just listen. Let me tell you a story about someone I had the honor of working with. We'll call her Lena. Like so many of us, Lena came to me carrying the weight of heartbreak, not just from one relationship, but from a pattern. Each love story began like a fairy tale. Fiery, magnetic, consuming, but inevitably, it would spiral into chaos. Ghosting, emotional whiplash, crushed boundaries, and each ending left her more shattered than the last. She looked at me one day, eyes wide with pain, and said, "If it's not intense, it doesn't feel real." And oh, how many of us have been there? Mistaking adrenaline for attachment, mistaking emotional turbulence for depth, mistaking the ache in our chest for proof that we're alive and in love. Through our time together, Reiki, candle rituals, deep emotional coaching, we began to unravel the roots. And what we uncovered was powerful. Lena's inner child had learned long ago that love was inconsistent. Sometimes it came with warmth, other times it disappeared without warning. Sometimes it praised her, other times it punished her silence. So her nervous system, like many of ours here, learned to crave the buzz of uncertainty. It wired itself to mistake the edge of survival for love. Because that's what it knew. We didn't shame her for this. We honored it. We met it with compassion. We began the work of rewiring, gently, consistently, through nervous system regulation, with breath work that taught her body what calm felt like. Mirror affirmations, where she looked herself in the eyes and said, "I am safe to love without losing myself." Inner child validation, where we spoke to the part of her that once felt invisible and told her, "You are worth more than pain disguised as passion." And one day, she met someone new. After the third date, she told me, "It feels boring, but I also feel calm, seen. I don't have to prove anything. He doesn't flood me with drama. He's just present." I smiled. And with the deepest softness, I said, "That's not boredom, that's safety. That's nervous system peace. That's the love your soul had been waiting for, but your body didn't yet recognize." You see, the journey from chaos to calm can feel confusing when your body is used to chasing validation, when your soul is used to heartbreak masquerading as chemistry. Stillness can feel suspicious, steadiness can feel like stagnancy, peace can feel like something is missing. But nothing is missing. You're just learning that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. It doesn't have to come with ultimatums, mind games, or emotional cliffhangers. It can come softly. It can come as someone who chooses you every day without needing to make you suffer to prove it. And that is the deeper work. To learn that your home is not chaos. Your home is not adrenaline. Your home is not attachment built on survival. Your home is peace. Your home is your own heart. Steady, open, clear. Your home is a connection that holds you in your full humanity, not just your performance. And that's what Lena discovered. And that's what I pray you remember too. Because the moment you stop confusing fear with love is the moment real love finally has room to enter. So many of us have been taught to chase intensity, to normalize emotional whiplash, to believe that love is something we survive, not something that holds and honors us. But here's the truth. A safe relationship isn't void of passion. It's just free from punishment. It's not without conflict. It's just anchored in care. So how do you know if a relationship is truly safe for your soul? Let's look deeper. In a safe relationship, words aren't just empty promises. They become action. You don't have to analyze every text or decode every silence. You don't live in the limbo of maybe. You rest in the steadiness of showing up. Safe love doesn't leave you guessing. It leaves you grounded. You are free to speak, to feel, to exist fully. You don't have to shrink to keep the peace. You don't walk on eggshells, you walk in your truth. Your joy doesn't threaten them. Your sadness doesn't push them away. You're allowed to be a whole human being and still loved. Every relationship has moments of miscommunication or disconnection, but in a safe one, rupture is followed by repair, not revenge. They say, let's talk about it, not you are too sensitive. They lean in, not pull away. You're allowed to be upset, to ask questions, to express pain without being punished for it. Safe love includes humility. When they mess up, they own it. There's no deflecting, no projection, no blame shifting. They say, you're right, that hurt you. I want to understand and do better. They don't use your wounds against you. They don't twist your truth to protect their ego. In a safe love, accountability is not a threat. It's a bridge to deeper intimacy. You don't have to dim your dreams to make them feel secure. You don't have to explain why your growth matters. They cheer for you, not compete with you. They see your power and they want more of it, not less. In a safe relationship, your expansion isn't a burden, it's a blessing. Ask yourself gently, do I feel safe to be seen in my fullness? Do I feel held during conflict or abandoned? Do I feel more like myself when I'm with them or less? Because love isn't just a feeling, it's a frequency, a lived experience, a place where your soul can rest. And safety, that's the soil where love grows roots. Let's do a simple heart healing practice together. Light a white candle, place your hand over your heart, and repeat slowly. I release the belief that love must be earned. I release the belief that love must hurt. I am worthy of love that feels steady, safe, and sacred. I trust myself to recognize real love when it arrives. I am worthy of a love that doesn't abandon. I am worthy of love that feels like home. Let the words melt into your nervous system. Let this be your practice, not to chase love, but to prepare a home within yourself where safe love knows how to land. You don't have to rush. You don't have to know it all. You just have to begin with presence. Breathe. Soften. Healing is not just about rushing into the next connection. Healing is about becoming someone who knows they are safe inside their own love first. Take a deep breath with me now. Let it settle into the spaces within you that have long been bracing for the fall. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your heart remember it is safe to rest. Because the truth is, you were never meant to earn love through exhaustion. You were never meant to audition for care. You were never meant to confuse being chosen with being rescued. Real love doesn't ask you to perform. It invites you to soften, to stay, to breathe. Real love doesn't erupt like wildfire. It warms like the sun, consistent, radiant, alive. And if your nervous system doesn't recognize that warmth just yet, that's okay. You're not broken. You are just remembering. You are learning the difference between the intensity of survival and the intensity of safety. So tonight, I invite you to return to yourself and ask yourself, what would shift in my relationships if I truly believed love was meant to feel safe, not earned? Where in my body am I still carrying the fear that love has to come with chaos? What does peace feel like in love? And am I willing to let it in? Let these questions be doorways, not demands. Let them meet you exactly where you are. Beautiful soul, you were never meant to chase love that costs you your peace. You were born to receive love that honors your truth, a love that nourishes, not depletes, a love that roots itself in presence, not performance. You are not too much. You are ready. You are worthy. You are enough. You deserve a love that doesn't feel like survival. You deserve a love that meets you where you are. Without games, without proving, without punishment, you deserve a love that feels like coming home. And that kind of love, soft, secure, soul deep, begins within you. So if this episode stirred something in you, if it softened a wall, or lit a new desire to love from wholeness, I invite you to share this message with someone else who needs it. And I'll be honored if you left a review or follow this podcast for more sacred guidance. You can also follow me on TikTok at Great Ethereus for more daily wisdom rituals and healing moments. Next time on the Light and Shadow podcast, we'll explore a deeply grounding, empowering topic: the root chakra and the art of feeling safe in your body. Because healing isn't only emotional or spiritual, it's somatic. And when your root is strong, your entire life transforms. Until then, remember, the magic is already within you. You are more powerful than you know. Until next time.